The birth of ERISA, a story of worker protection. It's the early 1970s, a time when America's workforce is rapidly evolving. Industrialization is at its peak, and workers are increasingly relying on pensions and other forms of retirement savings to ensure their financial stability after decades of hard work. However, while employers were offering these benefits, the system was largely unregulated. Some workers, particularly those in the private sector, found their retirement savings at risk due to mismanagement, fraud, and insufficient oversight. The concerns about retirement benefits, especially in the private sector, were mounting. Pensions, which were supposed to provide employees with a safety net after years of service, often fell short. As companies faltered or went bankrupt, workers found themselves without the promised benefits. It wasn't just small, struggling companies that were problematic. Even major corporations sometimes took liberties with their employees' hard-earned retirement contributions. The rules surrounding these pensions were often opaque, and workers had no recourse when things went wrong. In 1972, President Richard Nixon signed an important piece of legislation known as the Employee Retirement Income Security Act, ERISA. However, the road to ERISA was paved long before that signing ceremony. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, a growing chorus of workers, unions, and lawmakers began calling for reform to protect employees from unreliable pension plans and employer mismanagement. One of the catalysts for ERISA's creation was a high-profile case involving the Studebaker-Packard Corporation. When the company went bankrupt in 1963, thousands of workers who had contributed to the company's pension plan were left with nothing. This injustice highlighted the lack of protections for employees and contributed to the political pressure to act. At its core, ERISA sought to ensure that workers would get the retirement benefits they were promised. The new law implemented a broad range of reforms to bring accountability to the pension system. ERISA's main goals included setting minimum standards for pension plans to ensure that they were well-funded and reliable, establishing protections against fraud and mismanagement, including requiring transparency about how retirement funds were managed, ensuring that employees would receive the benefits they had earned, even if they changed jobs or if their employer went bankrupt. While ERISA initially focused on pensions, over time, its scope grew. In 1974, ERISA became the foundation for the regulation of health insurance plans in the workplace as well. The law was amended to provide similar protections for health benefit plans, setting standards for how employers could design and manage these benefits. As the years passed, ERISA evolved to encompass not just pensions and health plans, but also issues like 401ks, employee stock ownership plans, ESOPs, and other types of workplace benefits. However, ERISA also became infamous for its complexity. Though the intention was to protect workers, the Act's intricate regulations often made it difficult for both employers and employees to navigate the rules. This led to the rise of entire industries focused on compliance and benefits management, as employers sought to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of retirement and healthcare laws. Fast forward to the present day, and ERISA still plays a central role in safeguarding employee benefits. While the law has undergone numerous updates and amendments, especially with the advent of new retirement savings vehicles like 401k plans and changes. In healthcare policy, it remains one of the most significant pieces of labor-related legislation in U.S. history. Today, ERISA is still a powerful tool for protecting American workers. It ensures that pensions, health benefits, and other retirement savings are handled with a degree of transparency and accountability that would not have been possible without its creation. However, as the workforce continues to evolve, questions remain about how ERISA can adapt to new challenges, such as the rise of the gig economy and the changing nature of work. But whatever changes may come, ERISA's legacy is secure as the foundational law that reshaped the landscape of employee benefits in the U.S. ERISA may have started as a response to a specific issue, the protection of pension plans, but it has grown into a key piece of legislation that underpins many aspects of modern employment benefits. In many ways, ERISA is a reflection of the country's evolving approach to worker rights, and its impact will continue to resonate for generations to come. And that's the story of ERISA, the law that forever changed the way retirement and health benefits are managed in the United States.